Fifth Form Justice. Is it better to gain through deception or find the truth and retain honor and dignity? Let us read this story to see if deception wins or truth triumphs. Mavis and Merle Ramsay were horrified at the amount of revision they had to do for their final exam. They had missed a lot of school on account of their mumps. In walked their young cousin, Clive. "I've been sent to tell you to shut those books up at once."
"We shan't pass."
"Yes, you will listen to the oracle and he'll give you a tip or two." A little bird told him you should look up Celtic words in the English language, the life and works of William Cowper, and the products of Java and Borneo. Though the girls were not entirely convinced, just for luck, they looked up the products of Java and Borneo, William Cowper, and Celtic words. After a few minutes, Mrs. Ramsay walked in.
"It's silly to overdo it. You'll only have headaches tomorrow and be able to remember nothing. Come along to the drawing room."
"Yes, Mummy darling. I am just wrapping up my books." "Hello, here's my jersey. I was hunting for it everywhere after tea and couldn't find it. It feels wet. How funny. Has anybody been out in it?"
Give it to Alice and ask her to put it by the kitchen fire to dry.
The next day, at school, Merle joked with the girls what Clive, as the oracle, had said, and how she had ground up those bits of information. During the exam, Merle and Mavis were pleasantly surprised to find the questions suggested by Clive. When Mavis and Merle returned to school after lunch, they each found a little note laid upon their desks, asking them to attend a meeting at the hostel after 4. At the hostel, the girls insinuated that it seemed queer that the twins knew of the questions beforehand.
"You are seen by witness entering the study, where, no doubt, the exam papers were spread out on the table, and then you come to school primed with the questions. There isn't a shadow of doubt. Your precious fortune has got us into a great deal of trouble. How did you manage to guess those questions? They were actually in our papers."
"I've been looking for this everywhere."
"Clive, did you wear Merle's jersey yesterday? I remember she found it wet. I verily believe you dressed up in her clothes and went to school."
"Oh, it was topping. I stuck on her skirt and jersey and tam o' shanter and took in everybody. I walked down the street and up the drive to the school door. I provided round the garden. There was a window open, so in I went and found exam questions all over the table. I thought I'd rag you about them." After a long time, the girls succeeded in persuading their cousin to come along with them to Miss Mitchell and tell her the whole story.
"I'm extremely glad to know. The fact is I was deceived myself. He's very like you, Marley. I happened to see him climbing out of the window, and I certainly thought I recognized you. I felt upset all day about it. I couldn't understand your doing such a thing."
"Will you explain the borders, please? I hate them to think me a sneak."
"I'll make that all right."
"And about those exam questions, wouldn't it be fairer just to cross them off in our papers and not count them? We had much rather you did."
"Yes, it's the only thing to be done."
The fifth form, when they heard the true facts of the story, repented their hasty court of justice and made handsome amends.